right, ladies and gentlemen, we got with us the one and only Chris Forsberg. How's it going, man?
Very good. Thanks for having me. Thank you for coming out, everybody.
How's the day been so far? You've been having a busy day?
Yeah, it's been great. We have our Nissan Patrol out here for its first public debut with the TB48 engine in it. It's the first one in the States that has the TB48 in the Y60 Patrol. It's essentially those cars that you see over in the Middle East that are in the sand doing the four-wheel burnouts.
That's where I've been in one, in Abu Dhabi. So
yeah. So we built one. It's the first one in the States. It's here. It's over in the Yokohama booth. And then we're over here in the drift paddock as well, doing ride-alongs in our Infiniti M56, the Optima livery on the side. And that thing's got 4 seats. Plenty of room for everybody, so they're doing ride-alongs. So if you go over and sign up, you can pay and get a pass, and you can go for a ride.
Are you driving?
I am driving.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's one of the only events that you can, get a ticket, go for a ride along in a drift car in the country. So,
well, if you guys want to be in the seat with him, you should do that. It'll be a great experience, I'm sure about that.
It's very cool. So like I said, FuelFest does a fantastic job giving back to the fans and making sure that everybody has a great time. It's not just walk around and look at some cars. You can also get to go ride in the cars, experience it, the drag racing. It's a little bit of everything. It's a wonderful car show.
It's the people too. LA car culture is amazing. I'm from here, or like not from here, but I've lived here a while. And just being here, meeting everybody has been fantastic. So your relationship with FuelFest, how's that been? How did it start? Can you talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, so I've known the guys that run FuelFest for a long time. I just haven't been able to make it out to one. It's, the events are conflicting. We have other events we have to do, like Formula Drift. And, so it's kind of back and forth across the country, just ships in the night type situation. So this was my first one. We've been able to make the stars align. And, so like I said, we did a debut vehicle. We're doing a ride-along taxi. So we're trying to hit everything, that we can. Now that we're here.
You're a busy guy. So how did you get into all of this? Can you talk to us about that from your youth until now? How's it been?
Yeah, so I have been drifting for 22 years. I was one of the first drivers in North America, and I've been running in Formula Drift since day one in every single event that they've ever done. One of 2 drivers to ever do that. And on top of that, we have the most podium finishes, the most top 3 finishes in the championships. And outside of all that, back in 2003, we started the first organized drifting events over on the East Coast in New Jersey. So where we just came from, Formula Drift New Jersey, Englishtown, that is essentially my home track. That's where we were in 2003. Essentially just like this over here, just a little parking lot course. And, Mike Knapp and the family, they were very cool and very nice to us, and they allowed us to run an event. We see how it went, and those are the longest running drift events in North America.
So you did this a while ago when you first started, right? So today, is it any different for someone who wants to get into drift racing? Is it easy? Is it hard? Are there some loopholes you can go through?
So it's kind of back and forth. So when people say it's easy to get into drifting or it's difficult to get into drifting, there's 2 different avenues. Nowadays, I would say if you wanted to build a drift car and show up to your local track, go to AVS, Apple Valley Speedway. I know Adams over in Riverside still does events. If you want to build a car and go drift yourself and have fun, very easy. So much easier than it used to be. We were all just doing our own R&D, trying to figure out how to set up cars, what parts we need, how to make them reliable. And all of that's been sorted. We've blown up the motors. We've figured out the alignments. And, all you have to do is ask the question, just pose the question of, to either a forum or a friend, or just go to the track and just chat with people. They're more than willing to lend, a few tips to get you off and going and driving and enjoying yourself. Getting into pro, it is, once again, maybe not easy because 15 years ago, if you could drive a car, you could sign up, but you might not make it, through qualifying, but they would allow you to enter the event. Now that there are hundreds of drivers that want to run in pro, they have different tiers. So we have Pro-Am. Anybody can enter that series. And if you finish well, you earn a Pro Spec license. And then you can run in Pro Spec, which is the same tracks, the same events that we run in Pro 1 in Formula Drift. And then so once again, you finish well, then you get a Pro 1 license. So it's a 3-year process at a minimum to go into Pro 1. But if you have the skills and the means, you certainly can do it.
Do you have to have a lot of money to do all this or no?
If you want to go drift for fun, absolutely not. You can buy a car for $5,000. And yes, that does sound like a lot of money. But in regards to entry-level cost to get into motorsport, it's pennies on the dollar.
So tell me some stock cars you can buy right now that you would suggest for someone who wants to get into drift racing.
A number 1 350Z. E46 is, I would say, next best. 370Z, if you can afford it, is a better Z chassis, a little newer, a little more power. E36 is an affordable option, not as much power as a 46, but yeah. And then come in the Corvettes, like a C5, good power, rear-wheel drive. But yeah, like those 5 chassis are like the staples of learning how to drift. Yeah.
That's good to know. So if you guys want to get in drift racing, you just got the whole list right there. So tell me about your Patrol. Are you going to drive it right now? Or I heard you were going to drag race that.
We were talking about drag racing it, but we weren't able to get the tune done on it. So it's here. It's all together. The turbo's on. It's a G42 1200. It's massive. We got the billet intake manifold. It's looking fantastic, but no, we will not be able to put power down today, which is a bummer. We're a little bummed on that.
I wanted to see it. So
I know, so did I. We were excited to run it, but our ECU didn't make it in time, and that's okay. It's middle of the race season, so priorities kind of go to the race cars, and so we have to make sure that we're ready for our competitions. And we were excited to bring it out regardless. So as far as y'all know, it looks like it's ready to go. It just won't be starting today. So ideally next week we'll have it up and going.
Okay. What is your next big project now?
Our next big project, we have a build going for SEMA with Nismo. It's hush-hush right now, but we're going to be, yet again, for the past 4 years, we've been debuting chassis in the Nissan booth at SEMA on Tuesday. And so this year we're building another chassis. It is going to be revealed here in a couple months, but it's going to be for a new racing discipline of mine in 2026.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time, Chris.
Yeah, no
Anybody
worries.
in the crowd have any questions for Chris? He's here. Now's your chance. Or you got to go in the seat with him in the car. So he's here.
Or you can ask questions in the passenger seat. We can figure that out.
There you go, guys. Chris Forsberg, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.